give a huge welcome to Independent National Sales Director, Julia Mundy.
Lord, fill my mouth with worthwhile stuff and stop me when I've said enough. So that's my prayer today. Read it to say it a little more candidly. Their mind can only soak up, their ears can only hear as much as their butt can endure. So, you do read it? I know that resounds with you as well. So how many of you know that people are drawn to other people who have passion? How many of you know that? Oh my stars. If you don't have passion, we gotta get you some. I don't care what you're passionate about, actually, because just the very, whatever that thing is in your heart that goes pitter-patting, that drives you to get out of bed, it's not just a goal, y'all. How many of you know that? How many of you been intending to lose 10 pounds for 10 years? See, the goal is not getting you there. It's not going to cut it. We got to go a little deeper. It's got to be something that you're passionate about. Something that you're passionate about. So I'm going to start with some truth. I think truth is always a little harder to handle. So we'll just start with putting it out of the way first. If you're a note taker, you're going to want to write this down because this will impact the way you handle your emotional management in regards to your passion. All right? 48% of salespeople never follow up. If I asked for a show of hands for how many of you have stacks of cards from women you've met, who you knew was going to be your new best friend when you met her at Steinhardt or Macy's, that you never called, we would be sad to see how many hands were raised, wouldn't we? Right? We had some good intentions. 25% make a second attempt at a contact and then stop. Only 12%, all salespeople, not just Mary Kay, but all salespeople only make 3 contacts and then they stop there. Do you know that 80% of all sales are made from the 5th to the 12th contact attempt? Did you write that down? Yes, they did. We have one person. So that means that sharp person that is not responding to you via phone or Facebook message or Twitter or texting or, should you come to the dark ages and actually call them, you're not going to give up on them, right? Now, let me also be clear, you're not going to call her 5 days in a row. All right? We're not scared yet. We're married yet. So you want to make sure that you are, just like we always told us, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. You followed up with your new customer in 2 days. Make sure she loved everything. If she had any questions or problems with anything. In 2 weeks, you called back to make sure she was actually still doing it, right? And then in 2 months, you called her back because she should be out of something. And if she's not, well, you got a little reminder, right? About morning, evening. What if you looked at your contacts that same way? That you gave them every opportunity to say yes to you. Well, the reason I'm talking to you about that truth first is because your emotional management will so drive your passion. How many of you agree with that? All right, it's the truth. So I want to just give you a couple of pointers on how you can build and keep your passion, and we're going to do it with the word passion. Isn't that so easy? So if you don't know how to spell it, let me spell it for you. Passion. Okay, here's the deal. First P. Give me 2. First P is potential. Is not a compliment. So if someone says you've got a lot of potential, what she's really saying is you haven't done anything yet. Do y'all feel me? So potential is not a compliment unless you do something with your potential. And you gotta get passionate to be able to do something with said, Lord, I asked you. He will replay for you in the video of your mind all 11 of the sharp women he put in your path that because you were so self-consumed, you missed. Right? It's the truth, y'all. And it's not even because you were wondering about, oh, what should I say to her? It's because you're like, okay, I'm running late. I'm going to have to just, well, forget all that. I just got to get the necessities and I got to rush out and get on to the next thing, right? And we get so hurried that we miss the very people that God has placed in front of us in answer to our prayer. I had a specific prayer I prayed in the 8th grade. Anybody want to know what it was? I said, Lord, I'll do anything for you. I'll even go to Africa. I'll be one of those girls. If you'll just let me stay behind the scenes. I'm not comfortable out in front. I throw up when I have to talk to people out there on that stage thing. If I could just be the assistant to the girl that needs to be in the spotlight, I would work for her like nobody's business. Clearly, God answered my prayer. With a no. Thank you for sharing, but no. And you know what, y'all? I'm so glad he said no. Now, I would have been amazing as an assistant behind the scenes. But the fact is, God created me for more than that. And they're equally important. I definitely felt that I would be fulfilling such a major role, being the behind-the-scenes girl. It's just that God knew that would keep me comfortable. And there is never an address next to God's name that has a street called Comfortable next to it. He doesn't live in that neighborhood at all. He only lives in the uncomfortable, right? And so make sure that you are reminding yourself that when you're talking to the Lord and asking Him, He is either saying, yes, no, maybe, wait for it, I'll get back to you. In the meantime, you're going to do A, right? So the P was potential is not confident in prayer. So while we're translating God's answer to our prayers, we're going to do A. That stands for act like a Mary Kay girl. In case you're unclear, I'm going to help you clarify what a Mary Kay girl looks like. First of all, we are glamorous. This is a skincare and glamour business. Now, I wore clear lip gloss and mascara if it was a big day in my life when I started. That would not qualify, if you're wondering, as glamorous, okay? So if you need help, get some. We've got around 1,600 women that would totally love to give you their opinion. I remember when I went to my first workshop with Lauren Mayfield Banks, and she said, your makeup should be slamming. If your makeup is not laid out, you need to right? And then she talked about hair. What'd she say? Diet, buy it, grow some more. Okay? If you had not a compliment in the last 48 hours, it's time, people. Stop waiting. That was your sign. Okay? The absence of a compliment was your sign. Now, don't take that to the extreme and say, well, I just don't like all that stuff. Me neither. I work so hard on the days that I do all of this so that I can have at least 2. That I'm at home in my pink cut-out boxer shorts with no makeup on. That is a significant part of my passion. This takes a lot of work. Who knows what a group? Okay, we're not all just fashionistas born that way. That's not what just, trips our trigger. Now, those of y'all that do, we love you and we help you shamelessly. And we're so grateful for you. The other thing we do as Mary Kay girls is, please write this down, hold parties. This is not some whimsical idea. It is what we do. We gather women together and we play makeup and we end up even cuter than we were before. And we become lifelong friends who will sit in our pink rocking chairs together, wrinkle-free. That is what we do. If by some stretch of the imagination something happens to one of those several people that are supposed to come, you do a double facial or a facial. But you do show up, and you give her your very best. And here is a really not a lot of you. A Mary Kay girl does that every day that she's working her Mary Kay business. That's what we do. So, sharing the opportunity, holding a party, eating she started Mary Kay Cosmetics. She was a little older than that. 3 parties a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. So I want to just ask y'all, since I've shared that with you, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you do not have time to hold in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, after working at a job, I totally understand. But if you are full-time Mary Kay, and you're not doing something even close to that, I'm saying you are broke. Broke. Your husband may be going, right now. Okay, so when you act like Mary Kay, go with the S. Set yourself up for success. Maura did a beautiful job of reminding us what success looks like. The weekly plan sheet, the weekly accomplishment sheet, our goal posters, vision boards, affirmations, having set booking times, listening to CDs, looking at who you're hanging out with. Do you really want to become like them? If not, it's time to upgrade. Love those friends. And keep them where they are while you move on, if they're not wanting to move on right now. The scripture says, don't give up meeting together. Do y'all feel me on that? If you are privileged to have a sales director or an adoptive director who holds a weekly event, the only answer is, short of death, preferably your own, you are there. You are there. Do you think she's doing it for herself? She does not need to be motivated about the sales meeting. She is already passionate, which is why you love her. So go, move mountains to get there. Please write this down as the final card of this first S, day 16. I shared this with the sales directors. I know every husband and man in the room is going to want to give me a hallelujah amen when I say this to y'all. My sales director is wired much like me, and she had one of those days that was just like, oh, nobody's looking, everybody's quitting, nobody's coming to the meeting, one of those everybody nobody days. And her husband was working from home that day and he said, oh, hold on, let me just go check something. He ran back to his office, came running back into hers, and he was, it's okay. It's day 16. You just shouldn't listen to yourself today. And she said, what does that mean, day 16? He said, well, I've been tracking it the past few months because I started noticing you got down and everybody and nobody started happening around the same time each month. It's day 16. So if you'll just track it, my suggestion is the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th, just tell yourself not to listen to yourself, and then on the 18th, you're going to be fine again. Right? Can I get a witness? We are cultivating complex and captivating beings, we women. And so we just have to know how to work ourselves and lead ourselves well. Second S, some assembly required. That is what your dream looks like. How many of you have ever gotten a box and not opened it until Christmas Eve to put together the whatever it was to surprise your child or grandchild? Only to find you needed 3 weeks to get that put together if we're going to actually be open on Christmas. That a lot of times is what your dream's going to look like. So the passion is what will keep you on track for your some assembly required dream. Also, some of you might not really be clear on your why yet. Maybe it's, I don't know what success means to me. I'm just not real sure. Well, forget success. How about significance? What do you want you to stand for? How significantly you impacted the people in your world. The I stands for issues. We all have them. If you think you don't, that's your first issue to deal with. I'm a hot mess most all the time, but I don't have an issue. I'm somehow able to create one, like locking my iPad in the safe in my room last night. When I shared that with the security guard at the hotel, he said, okay, what's the rest of the story? I said, that's the whole story. The end. Can you know? Right? Sometimes we just create our own issues. The strength will always come in the struggle. The struggle does not make you weaker. It does not mean you can't do it. It's a sign you're on the right track. And so you stay strong. The O is own your power. If anyone can make you extra happy, sad, confident, doubt, you have given them too much power. Get rid of any limiting beliefs. What you think you deserve. What you think you can ever earn. And if you don't know how to do that, your sales director is in class today, so you can ask her if she can help set you straight. The N stands for never, never, never quit. I can't tell you how many times my chef said to me, the people at the top of every company aren't necessarily the best, or the brightest, or the best educated. They are simply the ones who refuse to give up. And that is who we are. We don't quit. We believe in our dream. I'm not even talking about selling your products back like quit like that. I'm talking about still showing the truth is, in this story, she said there's a person that doesn't believe in the Lord, and he's good friends with a Christian. And the Christian comes down the same way, that he was messing up a whole lot. He wasn't showing his buddy what it really looked like to follow God. And finally, he was so far right, he just shared it with his non-believing friend. And his friend responded back and said, "Oh, Christian, don't you worry about that. I don't need to know how to win. What I need to do is learn how to rise each time I fall." That is where you build your champion spirit. That is where your passion comes from. So let your passion rise and let it be an original flame. So unique that nobody can copy it if they wanted to, because we don't need a whole bunch of other anybody's. We need the absolutely best you. Y'all have a great last 3 months.